There's a new lawsuit that's taken the sports media world by storm, and this time it's not the players under scrutiny. Instead, it's the journalists who spend their careers reporting on and criticizing athletes. You have a lot of newspapers and blogs writing about this. They're mostly bringing up Skip, but no, Joy just wasn't mentioned. She's being sued too, just like Skip, along with Charlie Dixon, Executive Vice President at FS1. Honestly, I think the accuser dragged Joy Taylor more than anybody else, and she was once Joy's friend. We'll get into that in a second. But this lawsuit revolves around a former hairstylist, Noushin Faraji, who worked at Fox Studios from 2012 until she was fired in 2024. The allegations are also messy, to say the least, and they're dragging some of the biggest names at FS1 into the spotlight. Faraji, described as a single mother trying to provide for her son, claims that Skip Bayless targeted her in a years-long ordeal. According to her, Skip was infatuated with her, calling her, quote, voluptuous, though she alleges she didn't even know what the word meant. Apparently, English isn't her first language, but she knew Skip was thirsty. Skip was so thirsty, he offered her $1.5 million to have relations with him, and Skip's face is so dehydrated she denied him. At least that's the story that's being presented. Faraji alleges that Skip's inappropriate behavior wasn't just about his advances. According to her, Skip's jealousy of his former co-host, Shannon Sharpe, played a big role. Skip reportedly accused Faraji of being involved with Shannon because of what he perceived as her flirtatious tone when speaking to Shannon. Faraji denied any relationship with Shannon Sharpe. She claimed she didn't sleep with him or anyone else at FS1, insisting she was only there to do her job and nothing more. Skip's alleged jealousy wasn't just unprofessional, it was reportedly obsessive. Faraji said he saw Shannon as a competitor in every aspect, and Skip's behavior only made him look worse. Instead of focusing on his job or his personal life, he's married after all, he allegedly fixated on Faraji and Shannon. Again, the hairstylist said it was all in his head because she wasn't messing with Shannon. She said she was courteous and only maintained a professional relationship. Faraji's claims go back nearly a decade, but only came to light after her firing in 2024. Remember, Skip was also fired in 2024. That's when I believe she pulled out her secret weapon, her plan B, the retirement plan, a Me Too lawsuit, and that's why we're here right now. I've said this over and over. It's the main reason why all of these Me Too lawsuits should be inspected carefully. Allegations alone can destroy reputations, and not all claims are valid. And if nothing else in this story proves my point, you have to wait to see what she had to say about Joy planning to come up with false claims for a payday. I'll get to that in a second. But as for the hairstylist Faraji, her timing also raises questions. If these incidents date back years, why wait until after being fired to come forward? This is usually the last resort plan when women have wasted years of their lives and realize they don't have a retirement plan. The last minute resort is to yell Me Too, and then out of nowhere they'll have 10 times as much in their retirement than they could have ever planned for themselves. So at the same time, to be fair, I'm looking at it from all sides. The $1.5 million offer from Skip is also hard to believe. But hey, who knows, it could be true. Desperate times may call for desperate measures. However, I still can't accept or deny this bold accusation without substantial evidence to back it up. At this point, I can only assume that she's got evidence. Now, speaking of Skip, let's not ignore the irony here. For years, he's been known for smearing the names and reputations of athletes, especially black men, often with little regard for the consequences. Now he finds himself on the other side, defending his own reputation against some crazy allegations. Like being so thirsty and dry that he was allegedly willing to pay this woman $1.5 million. That's crazy. And the woman was single, but she couldn't even stomach thinking about entertaining him. What the stylist really exposed about Skip, outside of his thirst and willingness to simp, was his extreme jealousy for his former fellow co-host, Shannon Sharpe. And not only was Skip out of order for begging this woman for relations, he also made the work environment more hostile by putting this lady in the middle of his beef that he had with Shannon. If this is all true, it's really sick. He should have just gone home to his wife instead of begging for this lady to sleep with him at work. Now, let's move on to Joy Taylor. Basically, Faraji's lawsuit accuses her of being the biggest 304 at Fox, a claim that has set social media ablaze. According to Faraji, Joy's rise at FS1 had less to do with her qualifications and more to do with her relations, if you know what I mean. The allegations paint a picture of Joy using her connections in her 304 ways, including an affair with married VP Charlie Dixon, to secure her position. Faraji claims Joy had no major TV experience and was essentially a diversity hire brought in at the request of Dixon. Joy's personal life also comes under scrutiny in the lawsuit. Faraji alleges that Joy cheated on her husband, leading to a divorce. Then later she got engaged to a retired NBA player, but that relationship ended as well. Faraji claims that Joy's manipulative behavior eventually caught up with her, destroying her serious personal relationships. And here's one of the most damaging accusations. Faraji said that Joy had a diabolical plan to cry "Me Too" if her affair with the higher-ups no longer served her. According to Faraji, Joy openly discussed using false allegations as a weapon against Charlie Dixon if he ever tried to fire her, or if he wouldn't let her have her way. This claim, if true, undermines the credibility of genuine Me Too cases and highlights the need for due process. Nobody's really talking about how evil this Jezebel Joy is. And this is another woman telling it all. Another piece of information the hairstylist friend exposed was that Joy started messing around with Emmanuel Acho and was rewarded with a promotion for it. Making resurfaced videos of Emmanuel praising Joy look suspect, like this one right here. Take a look.
Just got done with rehearsal for the new show Speak, and I gotta take a moment to shout out my co-host Joy Taylor. A woman, a black woman, daily show, sports. Do you all realize how hard it is to get into the position that she is in? So often there's misogyny and sexism running rampant in sports, and we don't even care what women have to say in sports. But Joy is not only in the position on television as a woman, as a black woman, but as an opinionist. So not just asking men what they think, but providing her own unique and distinct insight. It's hard to do, and Joy, you have done it. So congratulations. Looking forward to working with you, and hope y'all tune in.
He's praising Joy for working so hard to get these positions that's not only difficult for women to get, but black women especially. Now hearing this and seeing the only work she put in was being the resident Fox thought bucket is giving his comments a whole new look. Along with this clip of Joy going around, she's basically saying women will go every time if the man is fine enough, funny enough, or rich enough.
Can we just keep it a buck? If they're fine enough, if they're funny enough, or if their financial status is what you want. Fine, funny, money. You're throwing all boundaries, standards.
Now, everybody's talking about this $1.5 million, but you only hear whispers about how Joy was planning to one day put false allegations of the R word on the boss when she was the one cheating on her husband, cheating on her fiance, doing all of this sleeping around on purpose to get her way. She's no victim, but she was gonna lie and use that in order to get a big payday. This is why I will never ever automatically believe any of these lawsuits. Nah, Joy isn't the only one with this plan. You have a lot of women out there with the same plan, and many have already executed it, while also trying to make everyone believe all women. So whenever they come forth with their claims, they use the public to defend them, many people blindly defending lies. And that's how these evil Jezebels, these scammers, these devils, that's how they get the desired outcome. This is all just one big scam that also rely on men to be simps and willing to crash out over relations or the possibility of it. This is all just so crazy. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this mess below. I got us a special thank you to Daniel. I appreciate you, Daniel, for showing your support for the channel, helping these videos get out, as well as Melvin G and Samuel. You can show your support as well. The link to PayPal is below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.